Hello, world. It's really my bedtime for real. I just got off work and took a shower, and I got a message from my homeboy Danny about a new track that dropped. So I was gonna come down and record a reaction video for y'all. And I said, you know what? Let me just do a Friday night live stream and see who the algorithm let catch this thing. But y'all know how it go. Whenever you hop onto the stream, if it drops in your lap, I love you all. Have a super mega awesome, or I hope you had a super mega awesome day. That look kind of good. Crispy chicken Caesar salad on a croissant. Not bad. Good idea. Good commercial. Who are all these new people? I found this cartoon I was trying to find.
America is many things to many people. To a 17-year-old kid, it's the malt shop on the corner. To Grandpa, it's the front porch in the cool of the evening. To Mother and her family, it's church on Sunday morning. And to Dad, it's his favorite relaxation. It's the Cracker Barrel philosophers in Crabtree Corners. And it's the tycoons in Wall Street. It's all races, creeds, and religions. It's freedom to work at the job you like. Freedom of speech and to peaceably assemble. Freedom to own property. Security from unlawful search or seizure.
Where's your warrant, Flatfoot?
The right to a speedy and public trial. Protection against cruel punishments and excessive fines. The right to vote. And to worship God in your own way. It is these freedoms that have made America strong.
Okay, so we got our freedom. But management's lousing up everything.
Labor is at fault. It's ruining the country.
My constituents, as your elected representative, I can assure you Labor's right. Management's right. I'm strictly neutral.
Labor, management, politicians, phooey. They can't tell corn from oats.
Hurry, step right up, folks. Here's the answer to your problems. Dr. Utopia's sensational new discovery, ISM. ISM will cure any ailment of the body politic. It's terrific. It's tremendous. Once you swallow the contents of this bottle, you'll have the bountiful benefit of higher wages, shorter hours, and security. Enormous profits, no strikes. Remember, you're the big boss. Government control, no worry about votes. Name your own salary. Bigger crops, lower costs. Why, ISM even makes the weather perfect every day. And now then, because we are introducing this amazing item for the first time in this country, it isn't going to cost you 1 cent. All you have to do is sign this little scrap of paper, and you get your bottle absolutely free.
I hereby turn over to ISM Incorporated everything I have, including my freedom and the freedom of my children and my children's children, in return for which said ISM promises to take care of me forever.
Get out of the way!
Pardon me.
And who are you, my good man?
I'm John Q. Public.
Ah, my fine friend, you're just in time to share this generous and gigantic offer. Sign right here.
Mind if I read it first?
Hurry up,
Keep your shirts on, boys. Including my freedom.
Said, chill out, little nigga.
Freedom? What? Sign away my freedom? Why, this is ridiculous.
Don't be corny, brother.
Sure, our system of free enterprise isn't perfect. But before we throw it away for some imported double talk, let's turn the clock back a few years to see what it's done for us. For example, back in the 1890s, Joe Dokes was just a guy who liked to tinker around his barn.
What's up, family?
Some people thought Joe was lazy. Some even thought he was nuts. But one day, he had an idea. And because he was free to dream his dream and tinker, Joe had a chance to make something of himself and his idea. So, of course, some people didn't think so much of Joe's idea. But that didn't stop him. So Joe got some money from young Aunt Minnie and Uncle Angus and Grandpappy and Mr. Titus. When Joe's friends and relatives used their savings to help him buy tools and property, they were capitalists. Don't blush, folks. It's nothing to be ashamed of. Now, naturally, Joe needed some help. So he hired Willie Lumpkin, who was out of work anyway, and before long, Willie had the know-how and became skilled labor. Because capital, management, and labor worked together, Joe's idea grew. It grew and did things even he never dreamed of. Today, the automobile industry provides millions of jobs that never existed before. And remember, this is a story of only one industry. There are thousands more scattered all over the United States whose history of development is pretty much the same. We've built a country under the American system that sends more young people to high school and college than all the rest of the world combined. Why, even in the Depression, our wages bought more food, clothing, travel, and entertainment than the wages of any other people in the world. Our country has a national income equal to the total national incomes of any other sixth nation in the world. With only 7% of the Earth's, we drive 70% of the world's automobiles. That's just a sample of the things the capitalistic system has given us in only 160 years. Before signing up, you boys ought to try a little taste of Dr. Ism's formula to see what you'd get in exchange for your freedom. Go ahead, try it.
You can't do this to me! I'll strike!
The state forbids strikes.
Wait till the union hears about this!
Ah, yes, the Union. Welcome to our ranks, number 1313.
I'll take this case to the Supreme Court.
The state is the Supreme Court. Our decision is as follows. No more private property. No more you.
The farm folk will put a stop to this.
Farmers don't vote anymore.
What'll they do for seed next year?
You won't have to worry about next year. The state will do your planning from now on.
We must fight to regain our freedom, or everything is lost. Everything!
Everything is fine. Everything is fine. Everything is fine. Everything is fine. Everything is fine.
When anybody preaches disunity, tries to pit one of us against the other through class warfare, race hatred, or religious intolerance, you know that person seeks to rob us of our freedom and destroy our very lives.
Man, look.
And we know what to do about it.
And now, gentlemen, no violence, please. And don't throw those bottles. Don't throw those bottles. No! Oh, no, no! Hey! Oh, oh, hey!
Working together to produce an ever greater abundance of material and spiritual values for all. That is the secret of American prosperity.
Pretty cool little commercial. Cartoon, not commercial. Now I found out a few days ago, and I watched it. I was like, man, they would never make nothing like that in 2024. But two, the more things change, the more they stay the same. Like, I'm new to learning about the 100%, and it been that way forever, and it works so good. You know, fear, it really paralyzes a lot of people in this world for whatever reason. Malcolm X, to quote him, he said, "I have no fear. I live like a man that's already dead." And I think when you accept the fact that you're going to die, like I said, a lot of your art going to outlive you, it ain't really nothing to be scared of, for real. If you believe in a higher power and the concept of heaven, and you know where you're going, it's abundant, it's lit, then you're not fearful of what's going on in front of you. And I'm not saying you go out and try to do something to take your life. But every day you shouldn't walk around in fear of what could go wrong or what could happen. Yeah. Oh yeah, yeah. It's all slowly interesting. Like I said, we all just people around the world, and we all have been told the same truths or lies or however you want to look at it. And I just use the internet to ask questions to get other people's perspective. What's up, family? Church dropped the remix to Drake's. My G, I'm gonna get up early and knock out some reactions. That's when I make them overnight. Well, between the hours of like 2 and 5, because I work all day. I just got off work, so I'm dummy tired. I was about to go to sleep, and I came down here and just decided to randomly hop on the computer to talk to some beautiful souls in this world. Hopefully, my toddler's asleep when I go back up there. Oh yeah, man, I'm so involved in what my kids are consuming. It get on their nerves. But I randomly walk in my daughter's room. What you watching? What's the show about? What's the name of it? I start googling it, seeing the ratings, seeing the characters, seeing the reviews. But with my sons, it's different. Oh, you at the job site now, family, thug it out. Hey, I think that's the I say we all are living the same life. We just on like different pages in the book. We all got jobs. We all wake up in the morning. We all stretch. We all gotta go to the bathroom. We all get sick. You all have somebody call you to get on your damn nerves. Like it's so cool how the same but different all of us are. Um, yeah, I guess a question that I want to pose. I really don't know much is, but why are so many people anti-capitalism? Like, what are the negatives of it? Like all of the Black Panthers were anti-capitalism, obviously. The Civil Rights Movement was anti-capitalism, obviously. So but Booker T. Washington, where you go like a few steps backwards, was pro-capitalism. Frederick Douglass was pro-capitalism. So when did the switch change? And I know about um, the Compromise of 1877. I know about that when they pulled the troops out of the South. And I know that it was like 200 Republican senators down there, and then they was out of power by 1904. But I still don't know when the switch came for the masses of Black people to hate capitalism. But maybe somebody out there watching the stream, they know a little more about it than me. Yeah, they targeting kids on a crazy level. I worked at a private school the last 7-8 years, and it was a real eye opening experience. But I got a lot of young kids that I got a dope relations with because of that. Because the school was majority white, obviously, and that was my first experience being around so many white kids and getting to laugh with them and joke with them and see. Then they just people. They want to know how to do a crossover too. They want to shoot step back 3 pointers like Steph Curry as well. They just life has taught me that all the vision that is given to us by the world is so fake. And I even question myself, like, how did I fall into it? Because all of us go through a period of, I guess, believing in narratives and then waking up and realizing, like, wait, something ain't right. But I think because we born into the lie, like, you have to, I guess, for me, I had to go through, like, trauma and pain to realize that it was a lie. But maybe other people, get enlightened a different way. Okay. So has everything mainstream always been a lie to you? I guess that would be the question. Like before there was TV, there was the radio, and before radio there was newspaper, and before newspaper there was like typewriters and stuff. So is there ever a period in history when truth was told to the masses of people, or no? Have we always been in a Plato's closet, Plato's cabinet, whatever? No, Plato's closet is a store here. But y'all know what I'm talking about. I personally think greed comes out of insecurity. Does anybody else agree with that? And I only say that because when I was greedy, when I was selfish, I was insecure, my personally. And when I grew out of that and became secure in myself, I didn't really feel like I needed to one up anybody else. So I didn't look at anybody else as a threat or need to size them up. Yeah, I'm learning that more and more every day that history is propaganda, especially when I read books. Like there's a book called The Negro Problem where it has essays from a bunch of people like Booker T. Washington, W.E.B. Du Bois, a few other people. I can't remember their names. But it talked about the amount of black people that was going to college in the 1800s and the 1900s and just so many stats that I had never heard of that mainstream would make you feel like wasn't real, and all my life I've been oppressed. And, they make it seem like you've been struggling forever. There's another book called Black Fortunes, and it says the first 6 slaves that escaped slavery became millionaires. Y'all can check that book out if you want. I don't know how true or not that is. I seen there's a story of a guy named Napoleon Bonaparte Drew. He was a slave that bought his freedom and then bought the lot right across from his slave master. And they said he would sit on his porch every day and drink coffee and wave at his slave master. That's out there for y'all to look up and we'll debate if it's true or not. The more I learn, I understand I have a lot to learn. I'll never be like 100% knowing everything because a lot of things are lies and propagandas and you finding out later on in life. I know, right? Like, my mama didn't like Malcolm X. She was like, don't listen to him. He crazy. And then when I grew up and learned about him and studied him and read his autobiography, I was like, oh, dude made a lot of sense. But my mom never knew who Manning Johnson was. I don't even know how I stumbled upon finding Manning Johnson. But when I listened to his farewell speech and then read his book, Color, Communism, and Common Sense, I was like, man, we upside down. And then The Miseducation of the Negro by Carter G. Woodson. That's another dope book as well. All right, y'all about to get hit by some kids now because they asking can they come downstairs. So get ready for a lot of noise. This is the coolest part of my life though, has been a dad. I don't think anything compares to raising children, honestly. I would agree. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah, I look at propaganda and all the thing that's given to us from like a crazy perspective. Proverbs 23:7, as a man thinketh in his heart, so is he. So you can only express outwardly what you have consumed inwardly. And what we see in the world and with the children is a manifestation of what they've been consuming via their tablets and their cell phones and the music. And a lot of parents are oblivious to that. Oh, yeah, it's lit. Super lit. I don't know what I would do if I wasn't a parent. And I became a parent so young that now it's like super cool. Come on, boy. Because they my best friends for real. Like everywhere I go, they go. I play basketball at 6 a.m. on Friday mornings, and my kids come in and they play with me. And for the last 2 minutes, I always hop off the court and let this chump right here sub on. That's my dogs. Oh, where we go? Co-Monster. It's my buddy right here.
We got one of my best friends in the chat.
Oh. Yeah, I get to be the cool dad because I have a YouTube channel. Who is that? Who's that?
Santino,
Uh,
the one from the basketball team.
what's up, Santino? we gotta get you a YouTube channel so you can go live with us. We can get the whole
Didn't we invite him?
yeah, we can get the whole basketball team on here. That'd be cool.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we can invite you to the thing.
Yeah, that's why I read so many books from different authors, and when I just want to keep learning and keep learning and keep learning and keep learning and keep learning. And the more I learn, I like compare it to my own life and my own reality and the environment that I was raised in, and it gives me like a better conscience versus trying to compare it to what the world said or something like that. Yeah, no, me and my little brother, we totally different. He has the worldly perspective. Is that we was oppressed and we grew up bad. He has a really big nonprofit here in Kansas City. Actually, he does. I still love him though. We family.
It's gonna.
Where JJ at upstairs still?
Yeah. I told Santino that you were going live, and then I was like, "Now what if I just went downstairs and you would be able to say something?" And then he said, "All right, bet." And then I came down here. Santino, I'm about to go back upstairs and play the game.
Love you, kid. Do, 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 do.
I am here to tell you today that your feelings are valid. Your trauma is valid. Your hurt is your hurt. I discovered.
Oh, this is a good one.
Hey, I wanted to show y'all this video. So if you I want everybody to make their own YouTube channel. I think everybody should create some art and give it to the world. However, if you have like, because this was videos from like 2 years ago when I had maybe I went through a period where I went from 200 subscribers to 15,000 subscribers in 2 months. Like my channel had like took off crazy. I got my first check ever from YouTube. I was like, oh damn, this is like real. You really can you really can make some money from this thing. And then I woke up one day and I probably had 100 people reaching out to me like, hey, Tatum wants you on his show. Tatum wants you on his show. And I'm going to play this video. And then after I play it, I'm going to let y'all know. But this is why I say if a big YouTuber or something like that reach out to you, they don't really mean no good your way. They trying to fuck you over for real.
Oh, this is a good one. This video is brought to you by The Officer Tatum Store. The Officer Tatum Store. Get the merch link in the description section. We still have the 50% off clearance items available, but just keep an eye out. We got some stock coming in soon, later this week, and we'll have it to you ASAP. We'll put it on the website coming soon. So go to The Officer Tatum Store if you're interested in the merch. Also, we're going to do some giveaways. We're going to give away gas and stuff like that for people who are struggling out here trying to make this these Biden gas prices. So we're going to take care of y'all. Just stay tuned. Be Tatum. I'm going to come out with some stuff. Y'all just keep that in mind. Keep it in the back of your mind. When we come out with it, you can contribute if you'd like to, or you can be a participant in getting some free gas that we're going to start dishing out. Anyway, y'all already know what to do. Let's get into this. Ladies and gentlemen, and ladies, Jubilee. So I made a video on Jubilee. It was conservative men versus trans men. It was a very good discussion. I think Jubilee does a really good job at pitching these ideas.
Jubilee fake as fuck.
Because these are, groups of people that you would never hear talking in the same room. And I think Jubilee do a really good job at. However, I don't know who this young man is. But if y'all know who he is, find him for me. I want to have him on my show. I just really am refreshed when I see young black fathers who are not wokety woke. And wokety woke ain't an ideology. Wokety woke is an ignorant person who don't understand facts and reality. And people like this young man standing up for values of being a father, it really makes me happy. Without me running my mouth too much, wrote a film.
They are too sensitive.
The question was, today's kids are too sensitive.
They're trying to.
Now I ain't gonna play the whole video because it ain't that big a deal. But when he was looking for me, this video got 744,000 views. Crazy, right? So I'm like, damn, this is nuts. He hit me up. say he want to work with me. This is when he was about to take over for Larry Elder. Said he wanted to do a show together about culture and all of that. You know, it all sounded good if I'm being real, but I didn't know much. So then I get invited to do this stream, which I still talk to ABL every now and then. So shout out to ABL. He a cool dude. But if you notice, when I was on this stream, it got 86,000 views. Now, I just kind of thought it was odd that when you was looking for me, it got almost a mil. It's obviously a lot of you thought that was important enough for people to try to find me, but when you found me, it didn't even touch 100K. But that's here nor there. But I never heard back from him. When I was on his channel, a bunch of people had like super chatted money in for the basketball camp, for the basketball program. He was like, "Oh yeah, Johnny, I'm gonna send you that money. You can go watch the episode and all that." He also said he was coming in town to help with the basketball camp. Said he was gonna buy jerseys and hot dogs and all that, and was gonna do all kind of things with the kids. And I've never heard from him again since that show. He got my cell phone number. I got his cell phone number. I called him once or twice, but he never answered. But everything got weird since I've worked with him. The channel, like my channel's still growing, obviously, but like I said, I went from 200 to 15,000 in like a 2-month period. And then he reached out to me, and it just slowed down. And then I told you, y'all heard on the video how he was saying the Jubilee is a good network and they do good jobs and, you know, everything about them. He kind of made it seem like it's on the up and up. But as I showed y'all, and I'm gonna see if I can pull it up again real quick. I know that's not true, and I know 90% of things from Jubilee is just, I can't be the only person they done fucked over. Like if they rely on me, why wouldn't they rely on somebody else? So when they reached out to me after I went on the show, they asked me to complete a survey to say what my political leaning is, whatever. I did a survey, and this is what the score I received. I sent it back to the lady December 11th of 2021. When the show aired December 26th, this is what it showed. So homie say Jubilee is trustworthy and he done been on that show a few times and worked with them. I don't really think so. But you know, that's here nor there. I just know these people have big platforms, and a lot of regular people like myself kind of take their word. And that's why I tell you don't listen to nobody but yourself, but God and your intuition, because you don't know who fake. I don't know who fake for real, if I'm being truthful. Shakespeare said the world is a stage, and we all got to understand that. But that's why I encourage every single person to create art, to share something with this world, because that's the only way people going to truly know who you are. And if you want to play a character, when you create your art, then that's cool. Maybe that's your personality. Maybe that's your alter ego. Maybe that's how you feel good about expressing yourself. But it's extremely needed. And if I wouldn't have had this little opportunity, I don't even know why Jubilee reached out to me. They had DM'd me on Instagram and just one day said, "Hey, do you want to come be on the show in California?" I took the opportunity. And here we are. But I'm extremely grateful, right? Like it was humbling to think that you about to be working with people that got 2-3 million subscribers, and then you still a regular ass dude every day going to work. But it just showed me I didn't need that life to feel fulfilled. I got a wife, I got children, I got people that love me. I can sit right here and talk to strangers all around the world like I'm already winning. And the numbers can be skewed, the numbers can be manipulated, so you really got to believe in yourself and love yourself and have faith and confidence in yourself. And I want every single individual that happens to consume my channel and my art to really be proud of who they are, because this world wants you to be stupid broken, stupid scared, just with no hope. And you can have faith or fear. I choose to have faith, and I want to share that with as many people as possible. Because if you think about like how it's always worked, when they knocked Martin Luther King off, everybody kind of just quit on themselves. When they knocked Malcolm X off, everybody's kind of, it was always a leader. And I don't believe in the concept of leader. Every man should be the leader of his household. Every son should be ready to step up to be the leader when his father get older. Like we have to start looking at ourselves and saying, what can we do individually to make sure we have great families? I didn't have a good father. He was in and out of jail, but I still love him because he taught me what not to be. And this world wants your children and my children as well to get the example of life from Hollywood, which is making them destroy themselves unconsciously, because I was destroying myself unconsciously. But they say God protects fools and babies, and I was both of them for a while. Yeah, man, compassion could go along. The world is ugly, the world is mean, and you just never know what people are going through. And like I said, the internet is like one of the coolest tools ever. Like cell phones was lit, right? Like the concept when you didn't have this whole. Remember when you had to have like a really long cord? Like if your bedroom was upstairs and you had to have the phone running all the way upstairs so you could talk on the phone. You hear the line clicking, you got to click over for three-way type stuff. And then when you got caller ID, you was balling, and then your family was able to get a cordless phone, and you're like, oh shit, we winning now. Like the concept of being able to communicate with people and share ideas and share thoughts and share feelings and emotions, like that's a very unique thing, and it makes sense why someone would want to suppress that. I've never had a conversation with somebody in South Korea, but I'm sure I could learn something new. I've never talked to somebody who was from Japan, but I'm sure they could teach me something new. And the more we communicate with each other and not judge each other based off narratives that are given to us by the world, then we can really evolve as humans. And the whole point of living, you would think, is to grow and evolve. You know, everything has to advance or it dies. And right now with the internet, with all the negativity we just throwing at each other and not taking time to understand each other and sharing compassion with each other, we're not evolving. We're slowly watching ourselves deteriorate one day at a time. Pleasureful, right? Like, and the thing with pleasure is there is no end. You could do something that feels good, and tomorrow you'll chase another high of something that's pleasureful, and then another high, and then another high, and another high. And I had to understand that, man. Like, you know. Let me see what this say. Oh yeah, man. We all got, dog. I got a gang of faults. I didn't plan to have this many children. I was, everybody got their vices and everybody got something they turn to for pleasure once again. And I had to learn to conquer myself. I think the biggest thing you can do is take control of yourself and discipline yourself. Like, I make myself get up early every morning. I know every time I'm in the shower and I'm about to turn that water cold, I'm like, man, I do not want to feel this cold shit. But I still do it. Because I've now learned to take joy in putting myself through hard situations. And when I was a kid, I didn't want nothing challenging. But man, yeah. Only thing that's consistent in life is change, and you got to be open to change and change and change, and it's lit. Like all everything that's different, even lifting weights. I mean, it was a time when I was like, man, I'm not lifting no damn weights. And then I got older and I had knee surgery, and the only way to recover from knee surgery was to strengthen all the other muscles. True story. This is why I say you should have a journal. My wife bought this for me, and I never used it. And I had knee surgery December 23rd, I think. My first day of going to the gym, y'all can see, was January 4th. I wrote the time. I wrote what I was able to do. 7 pull-ups. Super light day. And since then, I've been just journaling. And I just think it's cool to go back and like look at just random days when I was having a bad day or when I was in a bad mood or me and my wife wasn't doing the best, and look back and laugh at it and like cross it out, because in the time of anger or negative emotions, you feel so many different ways. And then you go back and look at it 2 weeks later and you understand what you've learned since then. And I say, like, a year ago, I thought I was smart. And now I'm like, man, I didn't know shit back then. And I know 2 years from now, I'm going to look at where I am now and the type of content I'm putting out to y'all. I'm like, man, I was so ignorant. I could have been sharing this type of message, and I could have been sharing this wisdom. And I say it a lot. The more I learn, I learn I have a lot to learn. Good night, family. I'm going to be heading upstairs soon, too. Pretty soon, because I got a quick turnaround. I'm going to try to get up at least 3:30. I always try to get up early, have time to pray, listen to a little Bible verse. I hang up I got an inversion table. I hang upside down every morning. Just try to be healthy. Yeah. And it's like a beautiful concept that you accept that you don't know anything and you're open to learning new things. Because I remember when I thought I knew everything, I was so defensive and I was so angry and I tried to argue you to death and I was ignorant as a fool. I'm repeating what I heard them say on ESPN. I'm saying whatever Colin Kaepernick said, dog. Then you realize them people don't know what they said. They just taking a check. Here you are, still trying to thug it out. I think it was easy for me to change just because I never thought I was right. Like I knew I was repeating the narrative of the world, but I also never felt truly in my heart that it was the right thing. And I also say growing up in an environment where you watch people lie so much, it's easy to believe false narratives. Like my mama was a big liar. She scammed everybody. She cried to get out of so many situations. She was very good at manipulating the world around her. So as her son, I tried to use those same tactics, and they worked until they didn't work. They worked until I got somebody pregnant, and she said, "Nigga, I can put you on child support." That's when I had to start being accountable to all that. Good night, family. Man, YouTube is interesting as well to have, 40 plus thousand subscribers, and then you can never get a stream, get 50 individuals. I'm sure, like, I don't expect everybody to have notifications on, but I think it's very odd. But that's why I say who's meant to see this will see this. And the people who are on this stream, like, we was meant to connect Friday night, April 19th, for whatever reason, and share this good energy with each other. So, man, I hope you uplifted. I hope you're feeling good. I never thought about that, but they real. I don't even have political conversations with people. It really don't matter to me. What you do in your privacy is whatever. You're not about to push nothing on me. And so I've learned to just be Johnny. Like I'm really cool with. I was at Panera Bread today, and the person who helped me was I don't know what it was for real, cuz, but whatever. Let me get my pick too. And I'll be out your way, gang. No, man, I don't be it takes too much energy to judge people. Let the dead bury the dead, and I'm gonna keep moving. Man. Man. Yeah, and it's like when you look at how serious people take the arguments of the world and how they be ready to like fight, and or even you look on Instagram or Twitter and you see comments of people just arguing back and forth for hours. Like you ain't got nothing else to do. I truly don't even understand. Like, and this is something I gotta probably get better at if I'm going to be like a public person or whatever. I don't have a lot to say to where I feel like I could like post on Twitter like 4 times a day. I just really don't have much to say about much. I just be chilling. Like, even making YouTube videos sometimes is hard because I'm not a very talkative person. I talk to my kids obviously because I have to. I'm their daddy. I gotta make them feel really great about themselves. If you think I share energy with the world, my children on cloud 9. But outside that, I'm a very just I don't know. I like to observe. I've never been a loud person. I even grow children. Nah, yeah, I can't understand the concept of arguing. And people be like, well, if you're married, you got to argue. And it's like, I'm not saying me and my wife don't have disagreements. I'm just saying as the man of this household, I know there's no reason for me to yell at the woman I'm going to wake up to tomorrow. Like nothing can make me that angry to where I need to talk bad to her or call her out her name or disrespect for her. Like, nigga, she a human and you chose to be with her forever. So I don't know. I think maybe my parents having such a negative relationship made me not want to have that at all in my life. And the coolest part about my kids is I've told them, if you ever get in trouble at school, you better tell me before a teacher tell me. Because if somebody else got to tell me something about you I don't know, then I got to come at you sideways. So every time something happened at my kids' school, no matter how small it is, the minute they come home, they Daddy, I got something to tell you. My teacher might call you and they explain themselves. And I think it's so cool because probably 90% of the time, the teachers don't even call. It'd be like, if they didn't say that to me, I wouldn't even know. But I've built that relationship with them where they're comfortable with telling me whatever they did because they know I ain't about to yell at them or scream at them or punch them or go send them to their room. Like, it's going to be a mature, well, why did you make that choice and what could you do different next time? Yeah. Every day I get older, I used to think that the situation I was born into was like unfortunate with having like parents on crack and my daddy in and out of jail and my mama being super ghetto. But now it was really a superpower being like able to watch them navigate life and know that, man, they were just truly clueless about what they were doing. And for me to be able to have the internet and have higher mental faculties than them and all that and all of that. And they say, children can be older than their parents, not in age, but in vibration. And I truly think I always had a higher vibration than my mother and father. When they was arguing, I was always like mediating, like, all right, mama, you sit here, daddy, you sit here, like, what's going on and keeping me back. Like, it was lit. It was really cool. Like, I can remember so many crazy things about my mom and dad. So many. When my mama was cheating on my daddy and my daddy woke me up in the middle of the night and had me driving over to somebody's house. Hey, man. Hey, some of the stuff I've been to, you wouldn't believe, dog. We went to a Pizza Hut buffet one time with my mama, and we didn't have no money, so we just ate and got up and ran. I was real fast because I was a little speedy kid. My mom was a big woman, so she was slow as hell. Then the police came and got us, and she started crying. Every time my mama was doing something she wasn't supposed to do and she got caught, she started crying. So they be like, a woman will lie to you and cry. Like, I know she will because I seen my mama do it 175 times. She was real good at that, dog. But the best part about our parents, they just people. Like, that's the coolest part. Is no matter if he was raised good or bad, you got to see an example of a person try to navigate life. And do you want to be better than them or worse than them? Once you learn to stop judging them and look at it from that respect, like, I don't want to be like you. So, and when you're angry at people, it's hard not to just copy them. Like, my daddy had 4 kids by 2 different women, and I judged the hell out of him. And what do you know? I had 4 kids by 2 different women. And once I went to my father and apologized to him, and he didn't know why I was apologizing to him. He didn't know that I had all this internal resentment or anger towards him. But once I like forgave him, I felt like the world forgave me. Like, everything kind of just like a light cloud, a heavy ass cloud just went away. And I got one baby mama I'm pretty cool with. That's because she still need my help all the time, for real. And I got one baby mama. She be tripping, but I just don't put no energy into her. She gon' come around eventually. But yeah, when I forgave my mother and my father, I feel like the world forgave me. Oh, some are more, dude. Tell me about. I think a lot of people have suppressed their human side so much because the world is so harsh. So it's easy to drown out your feelings. Like, I really think that's the what going on with girls and like hookup culture. Like, girls don't want to be that way. Like, I've known a lot of women in my life. I was the one and only Mac without the Roni. I'll just say that. And when I decided to settle down, the amount of phone calls, like, you getting married? So, and it's like, you didn't even seem like you care. You was in the club, you was running. And now a lot of girls, they don't know how to be real on what they want. But it's all propaganda. All these little girls, they really want a man for real. They want to have something serious. They want to not have to worry about putting their makeup on every day and their lashes and all this BS. But they can't say that because they feel like that'll make them feel vulnerable or weak, which first girls are naturally supposed to be vulnerable and weak, but propaganda can manipulate all of us. Like, my daddy don't have no tattoos, but I got like 50 of them. So that's the power of the imagery. You see it enough, and you like, my mama always talked about my daddy. Your daddy ain't shit. Your daddy ain't this. Your daddy ain't that. So I wanted to be so different than him that I got covered in tattoos to be like, I ain't nothing like my daddy, mama. I got tattoos and I got gold teeth and I got rims on my car. But I didn't know carrying myself that way was going to attract certain type of people. So it is what it is. I'm glad I've evolved out of that period of life. Like I used to have, 15-inch subs in the trunk. I had the amp where you can, and now I be like outside and then somebody will ride down the street with their radio real loud. And I'm like, God damn, my head hurt. Like, how did I used to ride in a car with the radio just bumping like that? Just when you young, you don't value your ears and nothing. I used to speed everywhere I went. Gosh, I went to Alive at 25 because I had that many speeding tickets. Just was young and reckless. But growth is beautiful once again. And that's the other part about YouTube. Like, I wish when I was 13, 14, 15, 16, there was somebody my age that was making content like this. Hey, man, don't destroy your life. Like, you don't get a trophy for sleeping with 100 women. Honestly, like, when you learn the value of your life force, because once you get old enough to develop life force, the world makes you think that you're just supposed to shoot it out on a daily basis. And once you, like, look up what's inside of it, all the vitamins and minerals and nutrients, and every 7 days how it reabsorb into your body, and just you have to value you. And man, you are special. You can create another human. Imagine what else you could do with that energy if you didn't just waste it every day. And I never was a young man that got into porn. That wasn't even a reality for me. But I was really sleeping with women at a ridiculous rate. And I look back, and while you can't change the past, it's something I don't want my sons to do at all. There's nothing's cool about it. It brings a lot more stress than joy. I've had my car keyed. I've had a lot of things really negative happen. I've had girls show up at my job, show up at my house, call my mama, call my phone. I've had so many dudes call my phone. You messing with my girl? You talking to my girl? I had my mama call me and said they fighting. I said, who? I had both my baby mamas fighting in the parking lot. It was reckless. So I just tell young men, you don't want that life for real. It ain't even worth the little pleasure that come with it for real, man. And when you evolve, like as a man, like, I'm not old, but I feel like I'm mentally mature. You can find that same pleasure in so many other things. Like drinking a real cold ice cup of water, that's pleasurable. Taking a nice hot bath is pleasurable. Drinking some tea, going on a hike, zip lining. You evolve past only looking at sex as the highest pleasure in the world. And I'm not saying it doesn't matter, but you get to a point to where like a 14, 15-year-old's obsessed with sex. You don't need to still be obsessed with it at 30. Like you got to mature in life, or it'll destroy you. Yeah, the simple pleasures. Like what I've learned in life is the more you chase pleasure, it just eventually brings pain. And the more you accept the pain up front, in the back end, there's going to be some pleasure. Faith without work is dead. And the best part of the imagination that you have mentally, that you can have it physically if you stay with it consistently. Now, you don't know how long it's going to take, right? Like the gestational period is always different. It take 280 days for a baby to be born, something like that. It's a lot shorter for like baby cows or carrots. Like everything has a period that it takes to sprout. And the seeds that you plant, you never ever know when they're gonna pop up. But that's why I encourage people to do it on the good days, do it on the bad days. I would be asleep on God. I ain't been up since 10 o'clock. Well, I had a basketball game on Tuesday and I was up at like 10. But outside of that, I'm normally asleep at this time. But you got to do things that you don't normally do to have things that you don't normally have. But it's not about me. It's about the world. Like we need just a lot of new ideas, and there's a lot of beautiful people in this world that have never been told that they are special, that they have a gift. Like we all know what the masses of content is like, and it's meant to make you insecure so it can sell you something. So I want you to not feel like you're good enough so I can sell you this product that you think is going to make you feel good enough until you buy it and then you still don't feel good enough. And I got something else to sell you. And I keep the cycle going until you broke or until you die. Whatever comes first, But I never want you to feel that you are good enough. You always gonna need some more makeup. You always gonna need the newest pair of Jordans to come out. You always gonna need a newer car. You always gonna need a bigger house. You just things will never be good enough. Why? Because how else can I manipulate you? And once I accepted that I was good enough, I had to start looking at the world and like, damn, look how many people don't understand that they cool. We all get caught up in the idea of the rat race. Things we buy to cover up what's inside. So they made us hate ourselves and love their wealth. That's why Shorty holler where the ball is at. Crackhead crack. Know what he said? He would change that line when he's saying the white man get paid off all of that. I guarantee if you ask Kanye, what would he say now? I think y'all know what he was saying. All good, man. I'm about to go and log out 530. Hopefully the masses of people get to see this eventually. The internet is forever. But whenever this stumbles across your cell phone or TV or laptop or iPad or whatever it is, man, believe in yourself. Give your gift to the world. And with faith, consistent hard work, the sky's the limit. We outie, baby. I love you all. Peace.